new knowledge and the creation or testing of the knowledge which should be derived from facts or evidences. These facts and evidences which we collected through the utilization of proper tool according to the nature of the problem. We can't use the same tool for this collecting data for different hypothesis or nature of the problem. So we can't prepare the breakfast, the steam cake and dosha by using a same tool. So different tools are necessary according to the nature of food breakfast item which we require. So if we need this steam cake, we use the utensils to prepare that one. If we need this dosha, we utilize the utensils which is suitable for preparing the dosha in that particular shape. Like that, this one depends upon the nature of the problem and the nature of the hypothesis. We prepare and utilize different tools for collecting evidences or facts. Okay. Then research is a systematic inquiry based on scientific method. So it is not this orally saying something and finding. It is a very systematic step. That is why we call this is scientific method. A systematic procedure is there, and it is concerned with understanding, prediction, and control of phenomena. So, as a result of the meteorological research work, this considered to our climate. Nowadays, we are very alert regarding this yellow alert or green or red alert from the part of the government announced for the public to be very careful regarding the nature of this alert given by them. And also this alert given by the government is on the basis of the research carried out in the field of this meteorological section. So we can understand the climate change in advance, and during this pandemic condition, we are so much concerned with the disease and also the climate change. So immediate changes create this make the people so phobic in and around us, sometimes maybe ourselves also. So this type of research help us for prediction. So this may happen within 1 week. The heavy rain and storms. So cyclones may happen in and around these sea areas of Kochi or Ernakulam, this northern part of our country. So to control the phenomena, so to controlling that aspect, we can take the adequate measures also. So these are the different aspects about the research process. So let us see the educational research. So educational research is actually concerned with the problems or issues or aspects in the field of education. So educational research applied the scientific method. So educational research utilize the scientific method for systematic study of the educational situations or problems in the field of education or aspects in the field of education or issues in the field of education. So scientific methods are applied in the field of education for studying the problems of the field of problems in the field of education. It seeks to help us solve educational problems. So educational research is totally concerned with the solving and studying of the problems in the area of education. So it is totally concerned with the issues in the field of education. For example, the psychologists in science, the psychologists, this find out this learning theories and laws of learning. They find out this one. So we utilize this scientific findings through the scientific method. Scientifically, they derived these rules and principles in the field of education. And that is why by conducting this application in the field of education through the scientific method, we proved that the reinforcement, feedback, and punishment can change the learning mode of children, isn't it? So the scientific method is adopted in the field of education to solve the issues related to the field of education. So this is educational research. This purpose of our research is different. So whatever may be, is it is an educational field or the field of science or science, field of social science, anywhere, or technology, anywhere, the research has common purposes, whether it is in education or some other area. First one is generation of knowledge. So creating knowledge, this is the initial part of this PPT, we see that the generating knowledge, either through testing the existing knowledge or this innovative knowledge we created newly. Whatever may be, generation of knowledge is one of the important purposes of research. So the purpose of generation knowledge means that we construct theories or principles or laws, etc. So it is for the sake of the intellectual development of that branch of studies. In which area this research is happened, this basic research, this generation of knowledge helps to develop the intellectual aspect of that particular branch of studies. So this research is called basic research. So basically to improve the content of that particular discipline. So discovery of new knowledge. So this generation of knowledge means this building or constructing new knowledge in that particular field. The second one is that problem solving. And some of the researchers are carried out or conducted by the researcher not for constructing new knowledge, but for finding solution of the immediate problems in the field of, if suppose we are concerned with educational research, concerned with the solving problems related to the field of education, and specific and practical problems are concerned. So practical problems and specific problems, and this can be applied in the field of education, and this can be applied to the whole society. Whatever may be the findings of the result of the findings or result or conclusion of the research, it can be applicable to the whole society. So this problem solving research is carried out for the application. That is why it is called applied research. It is for the immediate application for the society, not for a particular individual. Even though I am the researcher and find out that these boy students have more adolescent problems than girl students, my finding is not only for me, for the whole educational system. Then on the basis of these findings, teachers can test it again in their own institution and also reach a conclusion. On the basis of that, they can adopt adequate measures to give proper counseling to boys and girls separately. Or if the research finding is there is no significant difference between boys and girls, we can give them counseling together. So it depends upon the counseling process going on there. If the counseling process is based on the development, the body development of these students, I think it is better to give separately. So it depends upon the nature of the counselor and also the nature of the student. But always it should be depends upon the nature of the student. If they are not they so confident to cure their changes in the presence of the opposite sex, we can conduct this in separately. Otherwise, we can conduct it as a whole. So whatever may be, this help it to solve the problem. And this research finding is not for the researcher, but for commonly we can use the whole society for solving the same type of issues in the field of education. So third one is that this action in specific situation, action research to solve our immediate problem. Suppose this one of the mathematics teacher among us, one of the mathematics teachers among us feel that she's a primary school teacher, and suppose she feel that he or she feels that some of the students are not at all good in mathematics, despite she tried her level best to give effective teaching learning process. The teacher is very effective, and she tried her level best to help children to be good in mathematics. She identified that whatever may be the Action in, so what I talk is action research. So, okay, one of our mathematics teachers is this feel a problem that she feels that even though she's used this very effective teaching learning process and all the parent community and teacher community and head of the institution accepted her caliber in teaching mathematics, particularly at the primary section, and she is doing her level best. So a few students are not, she noticed that they are not at all good in doing mathematics. So it created some felt difficulty in her mind, even though I tried at my level best, what may happen to that children? So this is the personal problem. So she is in the staff room and thinking about this one. One of her friends, this asked her, why teacher, you are so gloomy today? Then she reveals that I have some problem with the children of fifth A. Then teacher said that the students of that particular class is actually they are very good and active in all the subjects. What happened in your class? So even though I tried my level best, there few students are not good in doing maths. So that created a problem to me. So, okay, teacher, you tried your level best the next day. Sometimes it is because of some this health problem to them. The students. Oh, okay, teacher. For the last 2 days, I watched them. I can't this say what is the actual reason. So, teacher, this is the felt difficulty of that particular teacher. And during the lunch break time, very friendly, this after having this lunch, this teacher and also the students, the teacher called the particular student who are not at all not performing well in her classroom in doing mathematics. She called the children and very friendly asked about what happened to you for the last 2 mathematics class. I observed that you are not so interested to attend the mathematics classes or whatever may be the instruction given by me. You are not at all ready to listen and also follow the instruction. What happened to you? Then child may be this open that teacher, I had some this severe stomach problem or headache or anything. Oh, teacher, some of the students revealed that teacher, I had some problem with my head, not only in the mathematics class, all the classes, I faced some difficulty to concentrate in my studies. Or sometimes students reported that teacher, this is very difficult chapter for us. These operations are very difficult for me. I can't solve these problems with all these operations. I am confused with whether first time I remove the bracket or multiplication is the or division is the first one or addition or subtraction. This is happened because he may absent, not 2 classes in the while teacher discussing about the mathematical operation in the previous class. So lack of this previous knowledge may be the reason. The problems of his family, maybe the personal health of that particular individual, maybe. So whatever may be, teacher identified the problem. If it is because of the personal problem of the student, health problem of the student, or the family problem, teacher can give counseling to the child and be very friendly with him, motivate him, and create interest in him. And the remedial measure adopted by her is different in this case that of the problem due to the lack of mathematical operation. Oh, it is because of that one. Why not you say to this difficulty to me very openly? Because always I behave in a very friendly matter to you, children. So, okay. Today this I will make a call to your parents and inform that they are ready to send you for 1 hour after to back here to conduct these remedial classes for me or helping you to teach the what is lost to you in the previous year or what you felt difficulty in this operation. I help you. I think I need only 3 hours. So these coming 3 days we can do. Today it is not possible because your parents are not at all ready and it is very difficult to inform you. I need the permission from the part of the principal, ma'am, and also consent from the part of the parents. And also primary one is, are you interested to attend my class? The children sometimes reported that, yes, teacher. Okay. On the basis of that, she can solve the problem. So this her felt difficulty is solved by her own research work. This is type of research work. Teacher think this that it is because of the illness or the family problems, or maybe some other reasons, whatever may be, she collects the data directly from the children and find out that it is because of this. One of the student is suffering from family matter, one of the student is suffering from this health problem, then one is due to the lack of this previous knowledge. So the teacher adopt the measures according to problem of children, and this is suitable only to that particular mathematics teacher. This can't be applied to all the mathematics teachers of our country or the world, because their problem is entirely different. So in some of the situations, the individuals, whether it is a teacher or doctor or postman or nurses or administrative officers or any politicians or anybody, they conducted this personal research work to solve their immediate problem, and this solution is only applicable to them to make to escape from their felt difficulty. So such type of research is called action research. Listen only, action research is a type of applied research, but this result of the applied research can be applicable to the whole society, but the result of the action research is applicable only to the person who conduct that research with that particular individual. So the same teacher felt the same difficulty in the fourth standard or fifth B or C or D division. Maybe the reason is not that. It is because of the lack of this interest of the children, because their laziness, maybe due to that one. So the measures adopted by the teacher is entirely different from that of the cases of the fifth A. So the action research, the result of the action research is to solve only the local problem of that particular teacher. So another objective of the research is training of future researchers. So give training how to conduct research. So this helps the future to preparing the future researchers or creating future researchers. Okay, these are the generation of knowledge to solve the immediate problems in the field of education. So to solve the immediate problems confronted by a particular teacher or an administrator or head of the ministry, anybody in the field of education, and also to prepare the future researchers. These are the major purposes of research in any field. So this is the purpose of the educational research also. Next one is type of research. So by discussing this aspect, the purpose of research, we can generally classify the research into three. Basic research. The first is in the previous slide, we discussed that one of the purposes of research is generate knowledge. So knowledge concept. So why I generate knowledge in the field of education? It gives an intellectual pleasure to me. So intellectual pleasure to me. So why I am doing this presentation. So I consider the teaching not as a profession. I consider it is a passion. Teaching is a passion to me. That is why I think this to inform these authorities of Vidyadhan, and this I am ready to give a discussion regarding this need of research in education. So I consider it is my passion. So all of you attended this class, it is not this forced by somebody, but it is your passion to attend. The 300 participants are here. All of you have this education, or where you are working, I don't know, sort of maybe this you are working, and that profession, that is not considered, that profession you not consider as a job, you consider it as a passion. That is why you decided to attend the class and involve in this discussion actively after the presentation. So okay, this gives this intellectual pleasure to us, isn't it? So it is an intrinsic motivation. We decided to attend this one. I decided to participate in this one. So this gives this intrinsic motivation. So basic research, this Pavlov conduct all these theories. It is not because of the force from the part of the higher authority. So it is for satisfying his intellectual need. So it gives this intellectual pleasure to them. So intrinsic motivation. So that is why they conduct the research. Participants, please mute your phone. So second one, so if we conduct a research to derive or to create new knowledge, such type of research is called basic research. or it is also called fundamental research. It is also called pure research. So whatever may be the name, pure, fundamental, or it is basic research and is conducted for the intellectual pleasure or the intellectual asset of that particular field of discipline. Okay, this we say that some of the research works in the field of education, all the areas going on for the solution of the common problem. Suppose in the field of medicine, severely we are affected with this pandemic phobia among us, all of the people all over India. So the scientists they decided to conduct a research to find apt medicine for taking precaution against the disease COVID-19 pandemic. So first of all, they conduct research work regarding the nature. They wanted to understand the nature of the virus, type of the virus, and the biochemistry of the fluid of the virus, etc. Then only they can prepare the suitable medicine to match with the biochemistry of that particular virus. And also they are thinking about the biochemistry of the cell of the human being also. It should be matching with our cell, and the medicine should adversely affect the biochemistry of that particular virus and don't create any after effect of this vaccination. So they conducted severe research, and the researchers conducted this research not only for him or his family, but this research work is carried out for all population all over the world. So it is an applied research, and this research is carried out for finding solution to the immediate problem. So finding solution to the immediate problem faced by the society. So applied research is very, very important because it is concerned with the present problem, not with the past or the future, the present problem. So here, suppose one of the scientists who involved in this research work and produce the Covishield or Covaxin of our India, and in his kitchen, sometimes there is nobody is in his family, and he's preparing his then what dal curry for his breakfast. And after tasting this one, he felt this salty nature of this dal curry because of adding more. He put this more salt there and added more salt, so he feel it is very difficult. So what he can do, he is not so experienced person, and he think about this one, what we can do. He think that and he observed that her wife this prepare some this hot water and add it to the salt. Then he think that it is better to add more water with this hot water. So he pour hot water gradually and taste it and prepare and maintain its consistency and do it well. So this, so he here also he conducted research work. How much water can be added to this much intensity of salt. Here also he did this one, but this solution is not applicable to all the person who are preparing this dal curry. It is a personal problem of him, and this solution is totally for that particular scientist, isn't it? But he conducted the research work regarding the COVID vaccine is for the whole human beings, whole people in this field, isn't it? That is the difference between action research and applied research. We're conducting this dal curry preparation for is example of action research, and this applied research is entirely different. So action research is for solving the personal problem of individual, whether it is kitchen or it is post office or it is in a hospital or in the street or in the school, in the administration or in the classroom or in the playground or in the library, whatever may be. We faced some difficulties, and in order to tackle this problem, we find out the solutions by collecting relevant data immediately, and this is applicable only to the person who is conducting that research. Okay, that so we can generally classify the researchers into three categories: basic research. It is also called fundamental or pure research. Its purpose is to create new knowledge, and it is for the intellectual satisfaction of that particular person and for enriching the field, that particular field of discipline. This applied research is also the immediate problem of the society. Suppose we are concerned with the educational research, applied research in educational field is carried out for solving problems of our immediate problems of our education field. So action research is for tackling the problems of a teacher or administrator in the field of education for his personal purpose. So nature or descriptive research. So it is designed to obtain. So descriptive research is a type of applied research. So it is this applied research is utilized in the education field widely. So widely used research in the field of education is descriptive research. It is one of the which type of research? That is the second one, that is this practical application of that is applied research. So it is designed, this descriptive research is a type of applied research and it is designed to obtain pertinent and precise information. That is a very important aspect, very critical problems solution, and precise, very correct, very precise information regarding the current status of the process or phenomena, and to draw valid general conclusion from the fact discovered without making any interference or control over the situation. So now all of us are thinking about these online classes. So intense absenteeism in online classes. Today's newspaper reveals that only below the 60% of the people had interest in the previous year in these online classes. Now it is reduced below 50, and children are not at all so much interested to, or children are least interested to attend the online classrooms, which is going on in the field of education. From the government sector, they studied this one and prevailed. So so here we decided to conduct a research regarding the intense absenteeism in online class, how we can reduce this absenteeism. We are thinking, so this is a descriptive type research. So the findings of the solution is for applying the field of education for solving the immediate problems, and is applicable to the whole teacher community also, if we conduct a research and find out the solutions regarding this one in a general manner. So descriptive research is also called a normative research and survey research, or it is also called a normative survey research because the survey method is usually adopted to descriptive research. Survey is conducted for collecting data for proving the hypothesis which the researcher formulated in descriptive research. So descriptive research is also called a survey research, and it is called a normative research also. It is also called a normative survey research. So whatever may be the name, this descriptive research is a branch of applied research, and it solutes this problem concerned with this about the present problems of the particular context or particular discipline, and also the solution of the problem or the purpose of the research is for the wide application. So this is about the descriptive research. So next is steps of conducting descriptive paragraph. Descriptive research. Okay, the steps of conducting descriptive research. So first one is selection and statement of research problem and its significance. Suppose, for example, so we are teachers, we can take one or two examples. First preference we can given to the intense study of the intense absenteeism in online mode of teaching. So we select. So the first step of the research process is actually the felt difficulty of the researcher. Then only he can very interestingly involve in this research process. This is very important. Suppose the researcher felt a difficulty. Suppose I felt a difficulty regarding this absenteeism in the online class. I can conduct this one with this utmost interest. So this today's newspaper also reveals that the lack of interest of children in the online mode of teaching. So we decided to conduct a research on the intense absenteeism in online mode of teaching. So it is a descriptive research. It is a descriptive research. Why? How it became a descriptive research? It reveals the present problem. It tell us this tell us what is going on in the field of education. So the present, it reveals the present status, present problem of our education field. So it is a descriptive research, and the purpose of the research is not for the personal use, but for the whole teacher community. That is why I state the research problem in this manner. A study of the intense absenteeism in online mode of teaching. So, okay. So, how it becomes significant? While stating the problem, the research should be conscious regarding whether they study is a duplication. So, some others did this one. The same manner is why it is not good to do this one as a repetition. If something different, this we can do it one. So, even a mother prepared dal curry, one day this one of us decided to prepare dal curry for our family members by putting some more ingredients which we learned from the YouTube or some recipe from our friends or from some other state other than this our state. We collect this from our own friends from some other state. So it became okay, somewhat okay, whatever maybe it is dal curry. Okay. So like that, if we use different research tools, data from different people, some extent we can understand this one, but as possible, select a new topic and we have it to think about significance. So we can think about the significance of the problem which we select today, that is intense absenteeism in online classes. So is it significant? Yes, I think no much studies conducted or carried out in the field of education, because for the last year only, all of us actually forcibly shifted from online class or offline classes to online classes. Not much studies carried out in the field, in this field. So it is a very not one. So how we write this one? The investigator in this research we used not I, you, he, she. We used only the same investigator or the researcher. So here we can write in this manner. The investigator selected the problem, then put in inverted comma, absenteeism in online, intense absenteeism in online, a study of the intense absenteeism in the field, in online mode of teaching learning process. Okay. I think next we can add into this one. The investigator as a teacher, she or he, whatever may be, felt it is a very difficult, it creates a severe difficulty to all the teachers in this field, in this teaching learning process, because the lack of the interest is adversely affect the quality of teaching learning process, and also the teachers who handle the classes also. There is not much research. What is, if learning not happen, there is nothing from the part of the teacher happen. We can't say she teach. If the result is learning, then only we can say this communication is teaching. Otherwise, we can say she tried to communicate. If learning is the outcome only, we can say the teaching happened there. So I think all the teacher community decided to improve the quality of the online mode of teaching by adopting new technologies or by using the available technologies. How we can improve the teaching learning process in a more interesting manner, and how should we can create interest among children through this online platform. So I think it is a significant one. So in this manner, we have to consider the significance and state the problem. So in stating the problem, we should be very clearly informed to whom we conduct the studies, what we are doing. So here the answer is that intense absenteeism in online teaching learning process. So teaching and learning process. So we can add among secondary school students or primary school students or higher secondary school students. Then only the statement. Please mute your phone, participants, please. So, suppose we select this Indians absenteeism for this conducting a research. We rewrite our problem in this manner. That is a study of the this Indians absenteeism among secondary school students in online mode of teaching learning process. Is it clear? So next step is identification of objectives. For what purpose I am doing this one? What is the purpose of this one? So as a researcher, I must find out the objectives. First one, we can find out this objective in this manner to find out the reasons of Indians absenteeism among secondary school students during the online teaching learning process. This another one is that whether there is any significant to compare the depth of interest or to compare the rate of absenteeism among boys and girls in this online mode of teaching and learning process. Then third one is that to find out the suggestions, to identify the suggestions from the part of the parents for reducing the absenteeism of attending online classes by the secondary school students. So we coined this, we formulated 3 objectives. First one is to find out the general causes of absenteeism, to find out who are the students absent in our classes. Who are the student absent in the classes, what are the causes, then only we can collect the data from them. So to identify the absentee students, so to find these, collect the causes of the absenteeism, then compare the rate of absenteeism among boy and girl students, then collect the suggestions from the part of the parents to overcome this intense absenteeism among secondary school students in online mode of teaching learning process. So after this formulating these objectives, next step is that this one more step here. So next step is formulating hypothesis. Hypothesis is singular, hypothesis is plural. So the formulation hypothesis. So how many objectives we formulate? 3 objectives we formulate. Identify the reasons of intense absenteeism. So we can coin this hypothesis. We can formulate the hypothesis in tune with these objectives. That is, hypothesis. What is hypothesis means? Hypothesis is the guessing of the researcher. This guessing is not made simply. So simply we can't make this hypothesis. For that purpose, this researcher should think seriously, read the articles related to this one, and also talk with the persons who are involved in that particular field, and researchers and the research guides and expert persons in the field of education can communicate and collect data. Then only he can make the good hypothesis. Okay, hypothesis is formulate the objectives. Then hypothesis that students, these absenteeism, these students, there is intense absenteeism in online platform of teach online classes, intense absenteeism. The second one is that there will be no significant changes in the intensity of the rate of absenteeism among boy and girl students. There will be no significant difference. Or you can also formulate that there will be significant difference. There is no problem. According to the knowledge collected by you and at the time of the present knowledge of the investigator, he coined this, he formulated the hypothesis in tune with the objectives also. It's a tentative guessing of the solution of the problem. You may think that it may be due to this. So there may be causes, And there may be this, I think these more boy students are absent in the class than the girl students. So I collect the data from different sources. They are of the opinion that, so I think it is better to write this one. Or why we say without any evidence they have a difference. So generally I can point the hypothesis in the form that there will be no difference in the rate of absenteeism among boy and girl students in the online mode of teaching learning process at secondary school level. So we coined this one. So parents have their own suggestion. Parents can suggest to solve the problem. Parents can suggest. These three are our hypotheses. So next step, after formulating hypothesis, we have to select the tools. So suppose the tools are not available in a ready-made form relevant to our study, the researcher has to construct a new tool. So this is a very novel problem. So I think there is no ready-made tool is available. So the investigator has to prepare a tool. So suppose this is a descriptive research and we decided to conduct the survey research. So we can prepare a questionnaire. Questionnaire is a series of questions and compare this one based on a particular topic. Suppose this minimum there should be 30 or 35 questions, depends upon the nature of the problem in a questionnaire. If one or two questions only asked, we can't call this as this is a questionnaire. Suppose our 10th class questions, CBSE or state government questions, there these ICSE or some other. So there will be more than 30 questions in the question paper. So we can't say it is a questionnaire. But I say questionnaire must consist of more questions. That is about 30 to 35 or something. So what is the difference? This question paper of our children for the achievement purpose we conducted, we ask the questions from different areas based on different concepts. We don't ask this different question from a same concept or same content or same fact. But in the case of these tools of research, we take a single concept or single idea. Here, this is absenteeism. And we ask all the questions based on the reasons of this absenteeism in a different absenteeism due to last this due to family matters, absenteeism due to his adolescent nature or something. So all the questions are based on the absenteeism. That is the main difference between questionnaire and questions. So we decided to prepare a questionnaire. We construct a questionnaire and the tool we select here is the questionnaire. Next one is the method and procedure for data collection. So here we decided to conduct a descriptive research. So we decided to conduct a survey research. So descriptive research method is used for doing this survey, that is for this research. So tool used is the questionnaire. And also the method adopted here, the survey method. One more thing, there is a population. So our study itself reveals the population. This study is carried out among the students and also the students. So the population is students. So what is our sample? So we cannot collect this data from the whole secondary school students from all over the world or all over India or all over our own state. But we can collect the data from a representative sample. So the population is secondary school students, but we collect the sample from these 1 or 3 schools of Kerala or from Delhi or 1 or 2 schools from Bombay. So whatever maybe we restrict this our population. So we take. So this is like that of this one. So this in the morning we prepare the dal curry for our breakfast to chapati. So we prepare the dal curry and after that take a spoon and we taste a drop of this one to check whether this curry is good for serving to all family members with adequate ingredients, isn't it? So here the process is called taking the small drops of curry from the entire dal curry and tasting this by using our tongue is the process of sampling. So the whole dal curry is the population. The 1 or 2 drops of dal curry taken by using the spoon is the sample, and spoon and also the tongue is the tool used for verifying the quality of the curry. Like that was that of this one in our education field. We collect we have the population. the entire students, secondary school students are the population. Even things we take the sample or no 2 drops of the alkali only we take to test the quality of the entire population, entire Dalkari. That is, in that way, we also select 1 or 2 schools from 1 or 2 district or state for doing this problem. So, we decide the population, then we decide the sample, we decide the sample size. So, 1 or 2 drops we took. Like that of one, we decide the 100 sample or 200 or 500, depends upon the time allowed for you and also the nature of the research. We can't conduct this research within 5 students or 100 students and generalize this one. So it is for the whole world, or it is for the whole country, or it is for the whole state. That is why I have it to collect more and more data from more samples. So depends upon the nature of the problem, we have it to restrict our sample size from the population. Okay, we decide the method of research, and we decide in this pandemic condition, it is not usually it is a practice of going by the researcher herself or himself directly and distribute the questionnaire to the sample and return back the answer, this response from them, and do the remaining part of this research work. But here during this pandemic condition, it is not possible to conduct this direct distribution of the tool. So we decided to conduct this on online mode. So we have to collect the mail ID from the selected institution, because we restrict our sample size, 1 or 2 schools. So we approach the head of the institution and discuss with them and inform her that the government interested me or the school interested me, who I am interested to conduct something good for the society, and doing this one, I is personally keep this confident with the mail ID given by you that it is for sending the questionnaire. So some of the head of the institution are ready to sending this email ID to please send the questionnaire to me. I will send it to the students. Okay, we are happy. So in this manner, we say either we send it to the school head of the institution and they distribute this one to all children from the school, or we directly collect the mail ID and do this, whatever may be according to the situation. We decided whatever may be this online collection or data we are doing. So the procedure, that means the procedure here, not a direct collection. Directly we collect the data from the students by giving directly here that we distribute the questionnaire, but online. So direct collection of data by using the tool, but it is online mode of collection of data, not offline mode. Okay. So after getting this data, we must analyze the data and interpret the data as per the hypothesis. But in this hypothesis, we mentioned that there is some reasons for this, this intense absenteeism among students. So there should be a question in the questionnaire that whether you attend the class continuously or not. So the children mention according to their opinion, we find out analyze the response given by the respondent in this questionnaire in our tool, and we analyze it critically. And with the help of the statistics, we find out the percentage of this one. So suppose the hypothesis is in the form of comparison. We use this comparison. Some other type of statistics is used for. We use usually the t-test for comparing this data. So if we are finding this relationship between the family environment and the absenteeism, to find out the relationship between some of the variables, we use the chi-square or correlation. So different statistics are used for proving different hypotheses. In which way we formulate the hypothesis, we use the statistics also. So actually research is the proving of the tenability of the hypothesis. After proving this hypothesis, we can reach the conclusion that this 90% of the students reported that they have no interest in attending online platform with the present facility. Then our findings should be in such a manner that the students, 90% of the students are of the view that they have not much interest in attending online class. It is because of the poor these technological facilities we adopted by the teachers in the online classes. So this is the conclusion. So in this way, from the felt difficulty to proving the hypothesis by using the data and with the help of the statistics, we must conduct our research with the enthusiasm, and finally, after proving this one, we have to write the research report. These are the different steps of the research. So why we conduct this? Why we conduct this research process? Need for education. Research, we say that research is in the field of education for this knowledge derivation. So second one is for solving the present problems. So third one is for enhancing teachers' effectiveness. We have to conduct the research. Fourth one is growth in knowledge by experience. So trial and error method is not suitable. So the intense research work is necessary for the solving the present problem in the field of educational discipline. So bringing improvement in the field of education, tuned with the science and technological development. So we have it to implement the technological devices for our online platform of teaching. Then only we can improve the quality of we can improve the interest of teaching learning process among children. So we should be there. So careful research effort to enhance teachers' effectiveness. So adequate training must be given to all the teaching staff to utilize the new technologies or new versions of the softwares which we use for online platform to improve the interest of the children who's made the educational research because of changing conceptions of the education, changing concept of the according to the changing concept. So nowadays, so we are so much concerned with the online platform and also the national education policy. So this is a changing concept. So we have to think seriously about this one, its application, but maybe the after effect. So we can conduct the research work, attitude of secondary school students or primary school teachers or pre-KG. That is the national education policy give much emphasis to the pre-KG educators. So we can conduct the research work there, the attitude of the pre-KG teachers regarding the implementation of national education policy in the education institution. So according to the changing concept of the field of education, we have to conduct our research work. So this is about this my presentation. So thank you for the listening. I think all of you get this anything. I don't know whether it is effective or not. You get this anything? Really?
Yeah, it was very interesting, madam. Participants, if you have any questions, you can ask now.
So you can read some of the comments from the chat box that, okay, if you participant responded that they are comfortable with me, whatever may be. Okay. Thank you very much for your comments.
I am from Ranchi Vivekanand Vidya Mandir. Really
Yes,
very informative. I am from Ranchi Vivekanand Vidya Mandir.
Belonging to from Bangalore.
Yes, madam.
I work in Purna Pratnya Education Center. I'm really proud that this is the first session I am attending from a Malayali person. So I'm really, being a Malayali, I'm really proud that one of us also be a part of this session. Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah, this is the first session I'm attending out of Bangalore. I mean, a person who is not belonging to Bangalore or other states. So I'm really proud of being a part of this session, and I really appreciate Vidyadan team also for conducting such a session, which is very useful for people like us. And I really thank Dr. I don't remember her name. She has given me the link to contact you people. So thank you so much. She is one of my parent also. So thank you so much, sir and ma'am, for all the informations you passed to us. We expect something more from you people. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, good afternoon, madam. This is Pradeep from Ranchi.
Is that?
Ma'am, the session was very informative, and the session was very apt. Need of research in education. That is the need of the hour. That entirely the world is changing due to this COVID, and we have shifted to online teaching. So that is the need of the hour. That and I would like to congratulate Vidyadan also for selecting this topic, and I would like to Really, really congratulate and thanks to you, madam, for selecting.
Research in education is a vast area. Delivering this topic in 60 minutes is really a tough and challenging task. But our today's resource person has succeeded in that, and it was a wonderful session.
Definitely.
Thank you very much for giving a session on the topic need for research in education. We have really enjoyed your session, madam. We would like to thank Dr. S. Lali, madam, for making excellent presentation and making this online session very interesting and meaningful. Thank you, madam. And also we would like to express our sincere gratitude to all the participants who have made this online session a grand success. Thank you.
I once again thanks Vidyadan for this smiling resource person and gave so many information.